Hi, I'm the 1099 contractor specific to Locum, and today we're going to talk about those high earners making it and learning to keep it. Hi, I'm the 1099 contractor specific to Locum, and today we're going to talk about those high earners making it and learning to keep it. So, high earnings start by making a contract. Now, you can use self contracting or using an agency. We're going to talk a little bit about negotiation, what you can earn and what you can keep, and always planning for the next trip. So, with high earnings, how much can you make? It's really important to consider um, how you should make your contract and why you should be earning what you should be earning. Because if you don't believe you can make it, nobody else will believe that you can make it either. When do you get paid? Make sure it's in your contract when you get paid, whether you're going to be weekly, bi weekly, monthly, or sometimes every other month. It just kind of depends. So, make sure you get that in the contract as well. What's in writing? So anything that's not in the contract is not in writing. Your contract is the only thing that may be able to help you. And remember, whoever's writing the contract makes the contract. Contractors are still the worker bee. They're not the boss. They may be the boss of themselves, but not of everybody else. So remember, it's not just you in this. And all the expenses. Now, there's always going to be expenses to doing your job, and now as a 1099, those fall to you. Okay, so for contracting versus the agency, it's important to remember agencies are there for a reason. They make it easier for you to get a contract, and they make it easier for the hospital to find you. The agencies are paid for that service, and they're paid quite well, sometimes up to 20 or 30%. I think 30% is quite high, but it's usually somewhere between the 10 and 20%, especially in the smaller agencies. The larger ones, they command more because they have more reach. Um, do you make everything and more if you solo contract? Now, if you're thinking that you're going to go make the same contract as somebody else or an agency, especially the large agency, as an unknown to a group, it may not work that way. You may make a little bit more than you would if you were taking the contract with an agency, but hospitals and groups always think they can pay the lowest amount on the spectrum for 1099 work, and the agency always thinks they can make the highest amount on locum work. And you as well think you should be making at least the middle, if not the highest amount of possibility when you hear that people are making X amount of money making their own contract. What you may not know is they may have been there for a longer period of time. They may be known to these groups, and they may be able to command more by the different types of skills they have. So it's really important to kind of go into a negotiation not thinking that um, it's always one way or the other. And if you can convince people, it's in the negotiation. And speaking of that, we're going to go right on to negotiation. So remember, nothing is set until you sign the contract. And a lot of people think, my contract, my rules. And we do have the sample contract on the locumcrna.com page for those in anesthesia and that are making contracts with groups or hospitals. So if you go into the store, you'll see that there's a sample contract. It doesn't cost anything. Um, but the sample contract is just a sample. It is download. It is not editable. You'll have to write it out, and that's because different laws pertain to uh, right to work and workers' compensation and that kind of thing. So that is state specific, and so I can't guarantee that is going to be perfect for your state. It was made by a lawyer in making it as similar to what you might see in a agency or a small group. However, most groups will have their own contract and they'll prefer to use their contract because it's, my contract, my rules. And you know the rules going in if you made the contract. So make sure that everything's in writing. Now, sometimes they say they can't modify the contract, but you can ask for an addendum and you can ask for things in writing in your email. Modifications post-contract, you want them in writing, so it's not going to be a verbal agreement. You at least need your email, and some court cases have shown that emails are considered um, uh, admissible in court, so there'll be something that would weigh heavily upon a decision if for some reason you did have to go into a negotiation, a mediator, or a court. Finally, what you earn and what you keep is really important. So not only do you have the contract and your possible position for X amount of time, but now you really need to have your plan for what you're going to do to keep as much as you can of what is being paid to you. That means you have to do some tax planning, and we can go over some tips in a future video. If you have questions or concerns, please bring them up. Money management, now and intermediate term, if you're not looking at retirement anytime soon. Retirement planning is also another specialty and something that's very important. Since you are 1099, you are not getting the income going into a direct retirement plan before it comes into your pocket. So it's very important to make sure that you are beginning with a plan and ending with a plan. Vacation in a 1099 is not paid. You have to pay for it. So make sure that you know why you're earning what you're earning and how much needs to come out for what your benefits used to be. There's a video on the YouTube channel that tells you how you might consider your pay rate and how you might negotiate getting a higher pay rate based on what they're paying their current employees or offering as a salary and package deal. Um, so please check that out. Make sure that you're always, always planning and getting a little work in so you can get the best out of your contracts and your future work. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this if you have other friends that are having questions or trying to go 1099 or locum or as a contractor. Thanks and have a great day.